What's the good word, y'all? DKB here. So, according to Brian Costello of the New York Post, Breece Hall is on track to be able to start week 1 of our 2023 NFL season, which is fantastic. You're talking about that putting him just shy of a year mark since he tore his ACL. And at least according to, the recent 5 to 7 years worth of data that we've seen from, athletes across the NFL and other various sports, that is a acceptable time frame to see somebody come back and be able to perform football activities. Now, the question is, does he come back as running back one? I think that's an obvious in terms of the depth chart and what his competition is, but more so, do we see him have that same form that we've seen right up until the injury, where, we've seen him break off, I think it was a 62-yard run against the Broncos. We'll have to see. This could be Adrian Peterson or this could be Saquon Barkley, where it's still there. Maybe we see flashes and glimpses of it, but ultimately we may be looking at a guy that's going to take more time to acclimate himself back to NFL speed, the type of moves he was doing, his play style, all of those different elements. But in terms of what's going to happen with them over the course of the offseason and the preseason, it seems like we will slow play this as much as possible. I would say the closest comparable situation would probably be like what we did with Carl Lawson. He may get some action here and there in terms of maybe 7-on-7 scrimmages, maybe joint practices potentially, although the feeling that I get in what I saw from Brian Costello and kind of what was detailed out, it seems like this is going to be basically a summer of rehabilitation for Breece Hall. Let's let him get back to full strength. We'll let him figure out the kinks of his game once he gets into the real-time game scenario. So for now, the good news is week 1 seems like a green light for Breece Hall. I wouldn't say anybody is overly pressed to see him run in the preseason games anyways. Ideally, we've been trying to step back from playing so many vital people, even though we want to kind of get them some reps and stuff. So again, I think Carl Lawson, in terms of maybe best case scenario, what we do, I think he's seen a handful of snaps, maybe our second preseason game last year. Other than that, he was healthy scratches, and then we kind of let him loose during week 1. But I also heard, and just so nobody's shocked, it seems like he could end up on the active PUP list during the course of the preseason. That's more so just so that we can open up a spot for another player on the roster and allow him that extra time to be able to play. So as long as we don't keep him on there to start the beginning of the season where he'd automatically have to miss the first 4 games, we should be good. Even then, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. But it does also bring up questions for me, like what would be the game plans in terms of adding some additional camp bodies. Obviously, you don't want to just go into the offseason with a 3-man rotation there. So I would say a draft pick is definitely still in the works. It seems like we won't be adding an Ezekiel Elliott or anything of that nature, although we did have strong ties to Jamal Williams. So either way, it'll be interesting. Maybe Ezekiel Elliott just isn't our flavor, and we choose to go the draft route or the priority free agent route once the draft concludes. But I'm excited, guys. We may have our number 1 running back, our number 1 wide receiver, and Aaron Rodgers, along with second year Tyler Conklin, all in the loop. And the sky's the limit. At this point, I'm really just excited to see what this new look offense will look like, especially with Daniel Hackett, implementing his take on the West Coast offense. I've heard nothing but great things. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Breece Hall, should we give him any kind of action over the course of the offseason to get him adjusted for the game? Or should we take it slow like it sounds like we plan to do and allow him to rehabilitate and then let him go when the games actually matter? Appreciate you guys checking it out, and I'll catch you again. Peace.